Is Apple just getting caught up in the selling of everything else? I mean, we talked about Starbucks being addictive earlier. I only meant that half tongue in cheek. Your phone is the most addictive thing you've got.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, as far as kind of how we look at Apple, we do view it as more of a consumer staples oriented product. So, a lot of those investors out there that may think that the stock is overly expensive, we tend to think otherwise. In fact, when we kind of look at Apple on kind of a plus 2 year basis, you're looking at about 23 times earnings. To us, that's very reasonable for kind of a must-have type of product out there, not to mention the services opportunities out there, as well as their buyback policy in place. So we continue to like the stock here, despite the recent selling pressure you've seen.
But the incremental gains, you have to admit, Angelo, have really come down. I mean, every year when the iPhone was born, it like doubled in computing power. It was twice as big. It was twice as awesome. Now, is the iPhone 14 going to be that much better than somebody's iPhone 11 or iPhone SE?
Yeah, and listen, I think the answer to your question is probably not, especially after 2 unbelievable cycles that we've had in terms of the iPhone 12 and 13 cycles, right? I mean, clearly driven by, the adoption of 5G and, of course, kind of some of the Huawei issues out there. But when we kind of think about Apple here and really what the story is going forward, it's really on the pricing side of things, and that's probably going to be the biggest question mark tomorrow. But as far as looking at Apple and what they've done here over the last kind of 15 years since the launch of the initial iPhone, you're looking at a $500 price point back then. You're looking at north of $800 on an ASP basis today. And that only continues to go higher, we think, as future cycles go on because of what they're able to continue to throw in that cycle, even though it's not as much as what we've seen in the past.
I wonder if the best innovation Apple ever made had nothing to do with technology and everything to do with the monthly payment. You didn't have to buy the phone anymore and cough up $500 or $600 bills. You could be like, oh, it's $29 a month. And so you wonder, why not stretch it to 3 years? The iPhone turns into a car. At what point do we have a $1,500 phone?
Yeah, listen, and I think you're going to continue to see more of that going forward. Not necessarily stretch it out to 3 years, but potentially, listen, if you think about some bundling strategies out there for Apple in the future, maybe they bundle more and more stuff together. Maybe they extend potentially, the amount of, your monthly payments out there from 2 to 3 years. But at the end of the day, where most of the revenue continues to come from on the iPhone side of things continues to be from those telco companies. And when you look at their strategy, they continue to be very aggressive on the promotional side of things, which is another reason why we've continued to see very good adoption and switcher rates as far as iPhones are concerned.
All right. Well, Angelo, get pumped. You're not going to sleep tonight. I can feel it. Thank you. Angelo Zeno, CFRA 175 target.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.